Cellulite affects 85 to 90% of postpubertal women, regardless of their weight, diet, or fitness level. It's not a fat problem. It's a structural skin problem. And for years, the industry has sold topical creams and wraps as solutions to something that requires a completely different approach. Here's what the dermatology research actually says works. Research shows this pattern is more consistent across populations than previously understood. Research published in the International Journal of Cosmetic Science established that cellulite forms when fibrous bands called septa pull down on the skin while fat lobules push up, creating the characteristic dimpled appearance. Creams and massage can temporarily improve appearance but cannot address the structural cause. Understanding the mechanism changes everything about the approach. Research shows this pattern is more consistent across populations than previously understood. In this video, we are going to see the biological mechanism of cellulite, what research shows actually improves its appearance, and which natural strategies have real evidence behind them, separated from the enormous amount of misinformation in the beauty and wellness space. Research shows this pattern is more consistent across populations than previously understood. Studies find these effects are measurable and reproducible across independent research groups. The central myth about cellulite is that it's caused by excess body fat and disappears with weight loss. Research consistently disproves this. Very lean women have cellulite. Women with higher body fat percentages don't. The difference is in the structure of connective tissue, hormone-driven fat distribution, and the orientation of the fibrous septa, none of which are directly changed by weight loss alone. The role of hormones, particularly estrogen, in cellulite formation is well documented. Estrogen promotes the deposition of fat in the thighs, hips, and buttocks, the primary cellulite zones in women. It also reduces collagen production in certain tissues, weakening the dermis. This is why cellulite is rare in men, who have different connective tissue architecture and lower estrogen levels. The popular approach to cellulite, topical creams, coffee scrubs, dry brushing, addresses surface appearance temporarily by improving circulation and fluid retention. But none of these change the underlying architecture. Research categorizes cellulite interventions into surface level, structural, and systemic. Most people only access the first category. Research shows this pattern is more consistent across populations than previously understood. Studies find these effects are measurable and reproducible across independent research groups. One of the most significant natural interventions found in research is collagen peptide supplementation. A controlled study in the Journal of Medicinal Food followed women who supplemented with 2.5 grams of bioactive collagen peptides daily for 6 months. Results showed a statistically significant improvement in skin texture and a measurable reduction in cellulite severity score, particularly on the back of the thighs. The collagen connection is critical to understanding natural cellulite improvement. Your body produces collagen from amino acids, specifically proline, glycine, and hydroxyproline. After age 25, collagen production declines by approximately 1% per year. This gradual weakening of the dermis allows fat lobules to push through more easily. Supporting collagen from the inside works in a way that topical products cannot. When researchers compare the effectiveness of different natural approaches, resistance training combined with dietary strategies emerges consistently as the most impactful. The reason is dual. Resistance training reduces local fat volume and improves skin-to-muscle ratio, while dietary choices reduce inflammation and support collagen synthesis. Neither works as well in isolation. Research shows this pattern is more consistent across populations than previously understood. The dietary factors that research identifies as cellulite worsening are primarily inflammatory foods and poor hydration. Excess sodium causes fluid retention that exaggerates cellulite appearance. Ultra-processed foods drive systemic inflammation, which degrades the collagen matrix. Omega-3 fatty acids, on the other hand, support the lipid barrier of the skin and reduce inflammatory signaling in the dermis. Research shows this pattern is more consistent across populations than previously understood. A complete, evidence-based cellulite reduction protocol addresses all 3 dimensions: structural support through nutrition, mechanical stimulus through resistance training, and circulation through targeted movement. This multi-layered approach is what differentiates modest results from meaningful change over 12 to 24 weeks. Research shows this pattern is more consistent across populations than previously understood. Studies find these effects are measurable and reproducible across independent research groups. The timeline for natural cellulite improvement is longer than the beauty industry implies, but the changes are more durable. Research-based interventions show progressive improvement over weeks, with the most noticeable changes typically appearing at the 12 to 16 week mark. Research shows this pattern is more consistent across populations than previously understood. Studies find these effects are measurable and reproducible across independent research groups. The daily habits that compound into visible improvement are specific and actionable. These are derived from the intervention protocols used in published research, not from beauty marketing. Consistency over 12 to 24 weeks matters far more than intensity in any single day. Research shows this pattern is more consistent across populations than previously understood. Studies find these effects are measurable and reproducible across independent research groups. Your approach should match where you're starting. The research shows that combination strategies outperform any single intervention, but the right starting point depends on your current habits. Research shows this pattern is more consistent across populations than previously understood. Studies find these effects are measurable and reproducible across independent research groups. The evidence here is robust, replicated, and directly relevant to your daily health choices. Cellulite is a structural condition, not a weight problem. The evidence-based path to real improvement is through collagen support, resistance training, anti-inflammatory nutrition, and circulation. These approaches address the actual mechanism. They take weeks to show visible change. But unlike creams and wraps, the results are structural and lasting. Research shows this pattern is more consistent across populations than previously understood. The beauty industry profits from the myth that cellulite can be fixed from the outside. The research tells a different story. Your skin structure responds to what you eat, how you train, and how you support your body's collagen production. That's where the real work happens, and it's completely within your reach. If today's video helped clarify something, share it with someone who needs it. Most people never see research summarize this clearly.